everybody. Welcome to the Upshot, Multi-World Disc Golf's podcast about the latest in the disc golf world. I'm the editor, Charlie Eisenhood. Joining me is Josh Mansfield. Josh, you're back.
I'm back.
Sorry, I just blew it yesterday, man.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I blame the consulate.
It's all good. What were you? I know you're going to Spain. What did you have to go to the consulate for?
Well, I'm trying to fly a drone, and we filed the drone paperwork in Spain, and they're like, we can't take this because you're a foreigner. You have to go through your consulate. So I go to the consulate, and they're like, what the hell are you talking about? So they just give me an email. So now there's an email into the ether. We'll see. Wish me luck.
I wish you the best of luck.
Yes, I'm off to Spain tomorrow. Exciting. This will be my Europe trip for the summer. Sadly, will not be attending the disc golf events, but I will be following them religiously from wherever I am, New York City mostly. And Josh, this kicks off this weekend a 6-week stretch where we will play 3 FPO majors. That's pretty crazy.
That is crazy. That's busy.
This stretch honestly probably determines player of the year.
That's exactly what I was
not 100%, but like it's a pretty big deal to play well in this upcoming chunk of time.
Unless like if someone takes 2 of these 3 majors, they become the clear front runner, and it becomes very difficult to catch them.
Right.
Like you got to do a lot if somebody wins 2 of these 3 majors.
Totally.
If they split 3 ways among different players, it will be one of the most exciting player of the year races that we may have ever seen. At least, especially in FPO. I mean, the Isaac Gannon one was interesting.
And I don't know what to predict.
Yeah.
I don't know what to predict. I mean, you have all these trends, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's start talking about this weekend and U.S. Women's. Coming up in Wisconsin. We played here 3 years ago in 2022. Haley King was fantastic. Besides the fact that it's in Wisconsin, this tournament has nothing to do with that tournament. We're not playing the same courses. We're in a different part of the state. So, like, don't try to project, except perhaps like terrain and style,
sure,
because it is techier courses, a little bit more on the shorter side.
Yep.
Right.
Shot shaping.
A little bit. Yes. I think it's going to be a lot about shot shaping, gap hitting. I do think that the shorter layouts open up the opportunity to win to more players than we would see at a big bomber type layout like we're going to see at Worlds, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's going to be really a key thing to watch. But look at the trends. Missy Gannon, big money Missy. We know she shows up for the big tournaments, and she's already won a major this year at the Champions Cup. So she's also the defending champion at US Women's. And you got to love her game in a park style type course layout.
With money on the line? Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's number 1. Number 2, Holland Hanley hasn't missed the top 5 all season.
Yep.
Not sure that I love the setup of these courses to play to her, max strengths, but she's still going to be competitive and she could win, right? It's really about like, does she have particularly on the forehand side, is she hitting the gaps?
Right.
Because she could get a little squirrely with the forehand and it causes problems. Kristen Latt hasn't missed the top 2 in like over 6 months, like going back into last season.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So she's just been right there, either winning or being very close to winning. And obviously is the highest rated player in the world. And then you have Silva, who's coming off back-to-back wins over Kristen, over the U.S. field at Preserve. And you want to talk about gap hitting and putting being important. Like Silva maybe is the favorite coming into this weekend. It's very exciting.
It is exciting. Shout out to Justin, who wrote our preview, does an excellent job with all of these previews. He notes Silva over the past 5 events has averaged 998 golf. Not just including her wins, past 5 events. Like those, if you didn't see Silva's wins coming, you haven't been paying attention to FPO. And now that she's got wins, on a shorter techie course, watch out. Like this Silva might put together a string of wins. What is it? She's undefeated in June since like 2022, I think is what I
saw. That's awesome. Yeah.
So, watch out. Silva in June. That might be a thing now.
It's going to be a thing if she wins this weekend.
Yeah, it has to be.
They're playing Roland Ridge, which my mother, who lives in Wisconsin, is very excited about. I think that's the course she's going to go watch.
Okay.
And I still haven't actually asked her, but we're going to try to have her on the Rapid Reacts at some point this weekend to talk about the experience of going out there and watching the top women playing. And then they're playing Silver Creek. Both of these are really good courses. Roland Ridge is 34th in the world on the UDisc rankings. Like, it's just below that tier of like courses that you talk about
sure
on a regular basis as great courses in the United States, but it's like a great course. There's some really cool shots, some tight fairways. You got to throw a lot of different things. Silver Creek has been in the top 100 for many years in that UDisc rankings. There are some more open holes at what they're calling Super Silver, but there's still plenty of trees and tighter fairways. And Roland Ridge comes in at 8,000 feet, par 67, with Silver Creek at 7,650 feet, par 65. So, these are way shorter than some of the courses we see on tour that are clocking in at, well north of 9,000, even 10,000 feet sometimes.
Yeah. I will say there is some intrigue to me on the front nine. Roland Ridge, excuse me. Interesting. On the front nine, only 2 par 3s.
Mm-hmm.
Like a couple par 5s, lots of par 4s, only 2 par 3s. A really interesting, almost feels like a golf style mix more than a disc golf in terms of relative to par. Now, the back nine makes up for it and gets them back up to 8 par 3s, with 6 of the 9 on the back nine being par 3s. So they get there, don't worry. But I feel like disc golf has a little bit more of an emphasis on par 3s. I would say, more of our courses are made up of par 3s than that ratio comparable in terms of like ball golf. But I'm really intrigued to watch how this front nine plays with a lot of par 4s and 5s to kick off the round. I think that means there's got to be some good scoring opportunities. Definitely some turns, but 558 foot par 4, like 300 foot shots. There's a water carry, but I would expect these FPO players being able to take advantage of some of these.
So, some other things in play this weekend. Kristen has won 7 times. She will move into 3rd all time in FPO major wins with a win this weekend, solo. I think she's tied for 3rd right now.
Mm-hmm.
She would also join just 2 other players, Paige Pierce and Des Redding, to win 3+ U.S. women's titles in their career. Despite the fact that Kristen kind of posted on Insta that she wasn't feeling super hot and she had the bruised toe and everything, she still played well at Preserve. Mm-hmm. She averaged 1,007. It just wasn't good enough with the way that Silva was playing. Paige Pierce can tie Climo for most major wins all time with 18. If she wins this weekend, she would also, she's already got the record. She can extend the record in FPO. Missy looking for her 3rd major title if she wins this weekend, and she would also then go 2 for 2 on the season. Holland looking for her 1st major win ever. Silva looking for her 1st major win ever. Mm-hmm. Plenty of other players in that category. Henna. Cadence Burge has been a name that's been percolating, and certainly she looked fantastic through 2 rounds, maybe even call it 2.5 rounds. Just cut out that front nine of the final round at the Preserve. She's been great. So my question to you, Josh, you take in a former major winner or a first-time major winner to win this weekend?
I'm gonna take a former major winner. Like, you give me Missy and Kristen paired, then yeah.
You also get Henna or Evelina
and
Haley,
Paige. Yeah. I mean, yes, the other 3 are nice. They are just bonuses. You give me Kristen, Missy. We were talking about last week, or on the Rapid Reacts, I think it was. We were talking about, in a duo of Kristen Silva versus Hall and Missy, who wins. Right now it feels Kristen Silva, but that kind of like a doubles, if you just paired up results between those two, really interesting to me. You give me Kristen Missy on the same side though, and I don't care how great Silva's been looking. Like right now, those two are they're just levels above when it comes to major performance.
Dating back to 2023, that was Kristen's sweep season at the majors.
Yep.
Last year, Kristen won at European Open, Missy won U.S. Women's, and then Evelina took Worlds and Champions Cup. Then, of course, Missy won Champions Cup this year, our only major so far. So that is to say, 3 players have won the last 9 majors. So then my question is, do you want to roll with those 3? So this carves out Paige, Haley, who won at U.S. Women's in Wisconsin last time.
Give me the former majors.
So you'll take that combo, Evelina, Missy, Kristen, to keep this streak going.
Yes. 1,000%. Even odds, I would take them over the field.
I kind of feel like that's about the right number, but maybe it underprices Kristen a little too much. And Missy on these courses is going to be
exactly
formidable.
If you gave me these numbers at Champions Cup, I probably would have been a little bit more hesitant. Right?
Of course.
I would have stopped and I said, I get
who saw Missy winning at the OTB layout?
I should have considered the money.
That's really what it comes down to.
It really is. So at OTB, on
it was
the OTB
$12K,
courses,
by the way, last time for the winner. I would assume it will be in a similar range this year. I don't know if they've posted projected payouts. I will take a look.
I want Missy's amount of jewelry to increase by 1 piece every time she wins a 5-digit tournament. So like next time it's got to have a necklace with the money symbol on it, and then she's got to start like wearing rings with money symbols on it, and whatever it's got to be. I want Missy just like decked out in jewelry with money symbols everywhere.
The purse is going to be down because there were 100 players in FPO last year, and there's only 79 this year.
Oh wow, okay.
Overall, the event looks like it's going to be about the same size. There were 346 players in last year's tournament across all of the divisions. There's 333 registered right now, so a little bit down. I think that's probably got more to do with like geographic effects than anything else.
Sure.
But with, a 20% reduction in the size of the field, I think that payouts are probably going to be a little bit down. But I would imagine they're not going to go under 10K for the winner.
No. I would be a travesty if it did.
Yeah, I think that PDGA just has to step up and make sure that it's at least 10K.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, but I think on these courses, give me the Missy Kristen Evelina package.
I think I want like plus 150 to take the field.
Crazy. Like it's not a crazy number. It's crazy that we have 3 players who we consider favorites over the rest of the 76 players in the field. Yeah,
I feel like Evelina doesn't even... No, I take it back. I think people are going to sleep on Henna and Evelina because they haven't been playing for a month.
Sure.
Henna got married, honeymoon. Evelina's just been, I don't know, skipping rocks or something, playing paddle. They are going to be super dangerous on these courses because we're talking about gap hitting and shot shaping, and they are literally the best at it.
Right.
So
fair.
I think they might give themselves the opportunity to just like park a lot of holes and get a lot of free birdies and not have to rely on the putting that much. And I think they could absolutely be in contention down the stretch of this 4-round tournament.
You're probably right.
I'm not going to bet on Henna to win any tournament anytime soon, but I think that it's like easy to be like, oh, their distance is the advantage, but I actually think in some ways their shot shaping is where they are at their absolute best.
Sure. I think that's fair.
Long layoff, so
and we don't give Evelina, the reigning world champion, enough credit sometimes, because she has blow up tournaments, right? And the putter just falls apart sometimes, and that makes it easier to write both of them off as well. But they don't have to putt very well to win tournaments.
I'm fascinated by this event. I think, to me, it's like really refreshing to watch FPO play layouts that are like very suited to the more like average player in the field rather than just the top 20%.
Sure.
Because we watch a lot of top 20% type courses, and so the top 20% play great, and we don't really focus very much on everybody else who's getting obliterated. But this is a course where like this is a pair of courses where, you know, they're still demanding. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, but like the distance requirements simply aren't going to like outclass everybody.
Right.
And so you could see some surprises.
Completely.
And at this point, for me, Cadence Burge won't be a surprise if she's in the conversation come Sunday.
Sure. I think that is a totally fair take there. You know, I think your typical stats that we rely on, to your point, Charlie, Circle 1 in regulation, Circle 2 in regulation, those are obviously important, but they are not going to be as nearly as telling from previous tournaments to who will win this tournament because it is so much shorter, right? Instead, I'm going to be looking at things like putting, Circle 1X putting. Guess what? Deanne Carey, still at 89% now, Circle 1X putting. Like,
yep.
If Deanne Carey can reach 60% of the holes, that's interesting. Now she has a pretty high OB rate, right? Silva has, Holland has a really low OB rate. Sarah Hokum, really low OB rate. There's another stat that you might keep an eye on, right? Annika Sten has a pretty low OB rate. And so you have to look at these kind of combinations of other statistics, putting, OB, that are going to be a little bit more telling than something like, for example, Circle 1 in regulation or even Circle 2 in regulation, just because the distances are so much different. Those stats are not meaningless, but they are significantly less impactful.
Let me give you my top stat.
Okay.
Scramble.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Because you're going to find yourself in some spots.
Sure.
There's not a ton of OB out here.
Okay.
So you're going to have weird lies, and you're going to get stuck behind a tree in an awkward way, and you're going to have to figure something out. Number one, by a mile, is Kristen. 58.8%, literally 10% higher than second place Missy Gannon. That, to me, is going to be absolutely critical.
Wrap it up, folks.
The other top players, not big shocks here. Holland Hanley, Rebecca Don, shout out, playing great. Strong putting, strong scrambling, still working on the Circle 1 and Circle 2 in regulation. Cadence Burge, Silva Sarnen, Owen Scoggins. Like, what if Owen came out of nowhere and won this weekend?
Oh my gosh.
Well, we haven't even said her name. She hasn't even been a
yeah.
relevant person to talk about this season.
Yeah, but if she's going to do it, it would be here.
Why not, right?
Why not?
This is the kind of courses where she can flex those little lines, and it's not like she's been completely absent here. I mean, she's 2nd Cascade, 8th Northwest, 7th Preserve. Now, that some of those cases pretty distant finishes, still top 10, but distant top 10.
Could Rebecca Dawn podium or like be in contention here?
I don't see why not.
She's a top scrambler. She putts about average.
Slightly above average.
Slightly above. Let me give you her finishes for the season so far. 26th at Supreme Flight Open, 29th at Waco, 22nd at Open at Austin, 16th at Northwest Disc Golf Championship, 8th at Preserve.
I would be pretty surprised with a 4-round podium.
I would too.
But I see the improvement shining through for a player who's new to tour.
Paired with the right statistics.
Yes.
Right? Above average putting and a good scrambler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, again, back to that Circle 1, Circle 2 in regulation. Not good, right? Like, not good compared to the field. But with the distance change, maybe that's a possibility. I think the other thing that's going to be pretty important is going to be fairway hit percentage, and that's where she does lack. At 66%, she is well below the rest of that scramble field that you highlighted. Kristen, Holland, Missy, Evelina, all above 80%. Then your second class are all above 75%, right?
Right.
Cadence, Silva, Own, all above 75%.
And that's showing you, are you able to hit gaps and
Can
shoot
you hit
clean?
your gaps? Yeah.
Yep.
So fairway hits, scramble, putting.
Look, Kristen's, as much as I want to talk about Silva, Kristen has to be the favorite in a 4-round event. It's just, there's no way around it. I'd be shocked if she missed the podium, but I won't be shocked if she loses.
Sure.
Let me just say that.
Yeah. I like Missy, Silva, Holland, Evelina are all fantastic players who could show up and take this down.
All right. My last little odds question.
Okay.
What is the odds that one of the big four does not win? So field with Kristen, Silva, Missy, and Holland not included.
With who not included?
Those four.
Wait, so the four were
Holland and Missy,
yep,
Silva and Kristen.
Silva and Kristen.
That's
Okay,
the big four.
Yeah,
They've dominated the season.
It is the big four. Okay. Oh man.
Has anyone else even won a tournament? I don't think so.
It's got to be Ella did. Ella's got
you're
one.
right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I knew I was saying something that was wrong. So thank you for correcting me immediately.
I mean, it's more than previous majors because you get Silva and Holland in the group now. Like, if I offered you Silva and Holland for Evelina.
Yeah, I mean, I think the answer is like definitely under 10% that the field wins.
Wow.
That's just how good I think those players have been and
fair.
have separated.
I was in the 20% range just because of the courses. It's going to add some of that variability, people that maybe we didn't expect. But yeah, no, you're probably right. Like, if
I'll bet on the big four at 1 to 5.
No, I wouldn't give it to you. Like, I think you're right. I had the number in my head and you said 10%. I'm like, honestly, I believe it. Honestly, I believe like I really truly believe it's going to be one of those four at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, fire up. We're going to be doing daily rapid reacts.
Yes.
Please know I'm traveling to Spain on Thursday night and getting ready for a big event. So I'm 6 hours ahead of Eastern. So I don't know I don't know when the rounds are. Do we have round times yet?
Yeah, we do. I actually have the schedule pulled up.
Presumably Disc Golf Network has the timing up. I'm guessing they're playing in the afternoon.
Pool A starts at 8 a.m. on Thursday.
Oh, that's pretty early.
8 a.m. Friday, 8 a.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. Sunday.
The broadcast starts at 1:30 p.m. Central Time each day.
Okay, so they are...
Presumably that means the lead card is teeing at 2 Central, 3 Eastern.
Okay.
That is 9 p.m. tee off in Spain.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to be living on a Spain lifestyle. So I'm going to be eating dinner at like 10. So I think I'll be able to be there for the reacts for the most part.
All right.
But if not, Josh will hold it down in my stead. And at some point, we'll have my mom on to talk about like the experience overall from a layperson. She watches some disc golf, but is not a disc golfer really. She like goes and plays. She's played Roland Ridge. I tried to convince her to play FA. I won't give her age, but an age protected category. And she was like, I'm not going to go get mossed out there. I was
it's
like, that's
FA 35, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
The Upshot is presented by Pound Disc Golf, makers of the best bags in the sport. They've got a small batch of Vagabonds in honor of Pride Month. A portion of the proceeds will go directly to support Queer Disc Golf, whose mission is to break down the barriers that often exist in sports, ensuring that everyone feels welcomed or valued, regardless of their gender identity or sexual orientation. Check these out. All black with the rainbow zipper ties. Really cool. If you're into it, go over to pounddiscgolf.com. You can grab yourself a Vagabond or, coming soon, a Pride Month fanny pack. Josh, we got to make our picks.
We got to make picks. I'm sorry, Charlie. My picks are not exciting this week.
It's a tough one to get. It's honestly, it's a perfect podium hunt type of situation.
It really is.
So go ahead. We'll see if we end up on the same 3. I think we should order our picks, not for the scoring purposes, but just to, I want to commit to who you think is going to win.
You want to commit. Okay. All right. In the 3, give me... You know what? I'm doing it. In the 3, give me Missy. Big money Missy. In the 2, give me Kristen. Give me Silva to win.
Wow.
I'm overreacting. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Silva keeps the June streak alive, gets her first major.
God, that would be so sick.
Listen. She showed up at the Preserve, and in that final round, dominated. It wasn't kind of close. Like, she dominated the final round. She's averaging 998 golf over 5 events. Come on. Silva is playing some of the best disc golf on earth right now.
She's been spectacular. There's no doubt about it. Bogey-free final round. Really not much drama. Didn't even putt that great. Only went 1 for 7 from C2. 10-14 rated, and withstood Kristen playing well.
Put it on the wall. There you go, Silva.
Wow.
Give her the trophy.
I just feel like the vibes are off for Kristen a little bit right now.
A little bit. Got the toe, man.
I'm sticking with the top 2 streak though. I think I'm going to go Silva 3.
Okay.
Kristen 2. Missy 1.
All right.
Back-to-back major wins for Missy and her 3rd major. She's been absolutely nails at the majors.
She's nails at the majors. She's nails when it matters. I don't hate it at all. Listen, I was literally
just thinking, 3 players.
I was just thinking to myself, man, I do not miss ranking podiums.
It's tough.
Like, I do not miss that even a little bit. It's been so relaxing to just be like, oh yeah, here are 3 players. Like, it's so much better. Yeah, it's way hard. I don't hate it.
Exciting.
Kristen's gonna win by double digits now. Look at Charlie. look what we've done.
I am open to many possibilities this weekend, and Kristen blowout is probably not in the cards, but Kristen clear victory, I'm the best player, is definitely an option.
Yeah, it's definitely on the menu.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Without a doubt.
This is probably the most excited I've been for U.S. Women's in a while. The combination of really good courses, the state of the field, the level of play so far this season. I mean, people are shooting 10.05, 10.10, and they're losing. They're losing.
Yeah.
This has never been a better time to watch FPO. Mm-hmm. And so if you're not someone who typically does, there's nothing else to watch this weekend. So lock in.
You got to.
They get the primetime slot, afternoon.
And it's half the commitment in terms of timing because you've only got to watch the one division.
That's right.
Yeah. No excuses. Got to be watching.
All right. Josh, I'll be back with you tomorrow night for Rapid Reacts. I think I'll be able to get something done with you, Josh, before I have to fly.
All right. We'll give it a try.
Hopefully I don't miss my flight like that one time.
That was incredible.
So thanks everybody for tuning in. U.S. Women's starts tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Central Time. Live coverage begins. I believe if you're a PDGA member, you get this whole tournament free, even if you don't pay for DGN.
There you go.
So check that out.
Yeah.
And let's go. FPO Major number 2, starting a serious stretch of disc golf with majors aplenty between now and the beginning of August. Some exciting announcements to come very soon. For Josh Mansfield, I'm Charlie Eisenhood saying so long, and we'll talk to you all weekend if you're a subscriber at discgolf.ultiworld.com/subscribe. Come join the Discord. See you there.